Andy. How you doing?
Hi.
Listen, I heard that you have this interesting way of figuring out shared priorities in your class. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I found out about something called Dotmocracy, which is a kind of play on words from democracy and dots. And I actually found out about this through Occupy Wall Street.
Interesting.
Yeah. And Occupy Wall Street had this issue where they didn't really have a leader, but they had all of these people and they had to try to come to a consensus about what they wanted to do. And my students were actually interested in the early fall when all of that was happening. And so we did some units about that, and they did some stuff, and we all did some research. And we found out about this stuff, which they call consensus decision making. And they actually have these signals that they came up with. This is like upwards twinkling, which means I agree, and this means, you know, I'm not so sure, and this means I don't agree. So they have these hand signals that they would use en masse. They have these hand signals that they would use en masse to figure out what the whole group was kind of thinking. And I wanted to do something similar to that in class, and I explored on the internet. And then I found out this thing which was called Dotmocracy. And apparently groups of people, you know, political activists and different sorts of people who need to come to a consensus in a large group use this. And they come up with a proposal, and you write a question. And then on the left side, everybody writes their name. And then you have like, yes, I agree a little bit, I'm so-so, no, I don't agree, and finally, I really don't like it. And people make a dot for their choice. So they write their name so that you know that they participated, and then they make a dot so that there's kind of an anonymity about it, where you don't know exactly what each person did, but you can then see the consensus of the whole group. So I've been using it in my class, and we like it, my students, and I like it, and I think it's a good, quick way to do it.
Now, Andy, I know you do a lot of things with technology, but do you use technology for this, or is this a paper thing?
It's a paper thing, but there's a similar one which is called mixedink.com. Mixed, M-I-X-E-D, mixedink.com. And we also do something online, and we kind of figure out our larger goals with that. But the idea of the Dotmocracy is a quick and dirty in-class thing, and we use both.
And you use paper in class, right, Andy?
I'm sorry?
You use a form that you downloaded from the site.
Yeah, it's a PDF file which you can get from, I don't know if it's .com or .org actually, but it's .dotmocracy.com or .org. But if you just Google Dotmocracy, it comes up right away. And they have free downloadable forms, sure.
Okay, super. And do your students like it?
They like having a voice, and they like the fact that what we're doing in class is what they want. So
the shared priority.
But a real shared priority.
A real shared priority.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Andy.